The doctor asked who should be listed as my emergency contact, and my mouth stayed open longer than it should have. I felt embarrassed, like I was failing a simple test everyone else passes without thinking. In that small white room, I realized I didn't know who would come if something happened to me. I am 69 years old. I still drive myself to appointments. I still cook my own meals. From the outside, I look fine. But that question followed me home and sat with me all evening, heavier than any diagnosis ever could. I used to be someone people relied on. I worked at a grocery store for over 25 years. Same shift, same register. I remembered regulars' names, their kids, what brand of bread they liked. When my husband was alive, he'd wait up for me, even if I worked late. He'd say the house didn't feel right without me in it. I believed him. After he died, the house stayed quiet, but I kept moving. I told myself staying busy was enough. My daughter lived across town. My son moved out of state. At first, they checked in. Not often, but enough that I didn't feel forgotten. I never wanted to be a burden. I made sure of that. Things changed slowly. So slowly I didn't notice at first. My daughter stopped asking how I was doing and started telling me how busy she was. My son began ending calls quickly, always in the middle of something. I told myself this was normal. Kids grow up. Life moves on. That's what parents are supposed to accept. One winter, my furnace broke. The house was cold enough that I slept in my coat. I didn't call either of them. I didn't want to interrupt. I paid for the repair myself and told no one. When my daughter found out weeks later, she laughed a little and said, "Mom, you should have told me." But her voice didn't sound like she meant it. After that, I stopped sharing things. Not out of anger. Just habit. I learned that my problems made people uncomfortable. Silence was easier. Last year, I slipped in the bathroom. I didn't break anything, but I sat on the floor for a long time, waiting for the shaking to stop. I remember thinking how strange it was that if I stayed there, no one would know. Eventually, I got myself up and went on with my day. I didn't tell my kids. There didn't seem to be a point. The hardest part isn't that they don't come over. It's that they don't notice I'm missing. Holidays pass with short texts. Birthdays come with cards mailed late. Sometimes I hear about family events afterward, through social media photos where my absence doesn't seem to matter. That night after the doctor's appointment, I stood in my kitchen holding the emergency contact form. I thought about putting my daughter's name down anyway. Or my son's. But it felt dishonest. If something happened, I wasn't sure they'd come. And I didn't want to find that out the hard way. So I left it blank. I went to bed early, like I do most nights now. The house felt heavier than usual. Not scary. Just tired. I lay there thinking about all the years I made sure everyone else was okay. How I never imagined I'd reach this age and feel so unsure of my place. I still love my children. That never goes away. But love doesn't fill empty rooms. And it doesn't answer questions in a doctor's office. Somewhere along the way, I became someone people assume is fine. And maybe that's the loneliest thing of all.